Hey there, Tammy Anderson here, your functional histamine coach and expert. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why a low histamine diet is not the solution to your struggles with histamine intolerance. Okay, I know, right now you must be thinking, but wait, Tammy, everything I've watched and read about histamine intolerance says you should eat a low histamine diet to manage your histamine symptoms. So stay with me here because in a few minutes, I think this is going to make sense for you. My friend, it is true that a low histamine diet will help you manage symptoms and or have fewer or less severe flares. So eating a low histamine diet is a great starting point to get relief, but it is not the answer you're looking for a long-term solution to your dysfunctional relationship with histamine. You know, so you can get back to living life like a normal person. I mean, the vibrant, badass, amazing life you were put here to live. Anyway, similar to taking medications to relieve symptoms of allergies or headaches or anxiety or digestive discomfort, etc., are just temporary band-aids, eating a low histamine diet is just a band-aid. We have to start by asking why. Why am I reacting to high histamine foods to begin with? So let me ask you a question. Have you always had all the symptoms you're on the struggle bus with right now? Like always, from the time you were a teensy-tiny baby? If the answer to that question is no, then we have to start by asking why. Why have these symptoms developed in my body over time? Why do I have this issue with histamine intolerance when I didn't used to? What is causing me to react to histamine now when I didn't before? I know, in today's world, it has become normalized to expect to develop health issues as we age. But my friend, I'm here to tell you that while it has become very common for people to develop chronic health issues as they age, symptoms are not normal at any age. Symptoms of any kind in your body are just your body's way of telling you, hello, knock knock Houston, we have a problem. And typically the damage to the body that is causing those symptoms began years before the symptoms even started. So back to why. Why are you taking such a miserable ride on the struggle bus with all these histamine-related symptoms? Histamine intolerance is an inflammatory condition, and when it comes to inflammation, we have to look at what is causing all the inflammation. We have to ask, what's causing the problem? You see, histamine intolerance started with things going awry inside your body, like I said a minute ago, long before the symptoms even started. So, while eating a low histamine diet will help you to decrease inflammation by reducing histamine levels in your body, which will help you to keep symptoms at bay, and it's certainly a more ideal way to manage symptoms than taking harmful pharmaceutical medications, focusing only on a low histamine diet doesn't address the reason you have histamine intolerance in the first place. So think about this. You haven't always reacted to high histamine foods, right? So why are you now? Here's an important thing to understand. High histamine foods are not causing you to have histamine intolerance. You're reacting to those foods because you have histamine intolerance. And now we have to go back to why. Hey, so at this point, if you haven't already watched my video, Could Histamine Be Causing Your Mysterious Symptoms? You'll definitely want to go back and watch that video when you're finished watching this one to understand what histamine intolerance is and how and why it can affect literally every system of the body. But just a quick review, a common misconception about histamine intolerance is that it means you're just extra sensitive to histamine, and that's not what's going on at all. Histamine intolerance happens when too much histamine has built up in your body because of insufficient levels of enzymes needed to break it down or insufficient activity of those enzymes, and your individual histamine threshold has been exceeded, leading to excess inflammation and symptoms. But why don't you have enough diamine oxidase, or DAO, the main enzyme that breaks histamine down in the body? Or why is there insufficient activity of that enzyme? What's causing this to happen? So get this, DAO is mainly manufactured in the lining of your gut. And guess what? If your gut lining is inflamed and damaged, it's unable to perform all the various functions it's designed to perform, one of which is making the DAO enzyme that breaks down histamine. So imagine this. Every single time you eat, histamine is released to help with digestion. Not enough DAO to break it down? Boom, histamine levels build up. You're exposed to some kind of irritant that triggers your immune system to release histamine from mast cells. Not enough DAO to break it down? Histamine levels build up even more. Mast cells, the cells that release histamine along with other inflammatory chemical mediators as a normal part of the immune system, become overly active, a condition called mast cell activation syndrome, and are constantly dumping histamine into the body. Not enough DAO to keep up with the histamine that's constantly pouring out of your mast cells. Boom, histamine levels continue to build up. Rinse and repeat, day after day, month after month, and eventually your histamine cup is overflowing, and pretty soon it might seem like you're reacting to every food you eat, not just high histamine foods. And that ride on the misery train starts getting pretty unbearable. So now we go back to why. Why is your gut inflamed, irritated, and leaky? What are the root causes of the problem? As I always say, it's never just one thing. So could you be eating foods that your body doesn't like, so your immune system is in a constant state of high alert? Are you still eating gluten or being exposed to it somehow in your environment? Do you have gut infections such as overgrowth bacteria, parasites, or yeast that are challenging your immune system and damaging your gut? Do you have imbalances or dysbiosis in your microbiome? Do you have excessive heavy metal buildup in your body? Do you have mycotoxins from mold exposure built up in your body? Are your elimination organs overburdened and not functioning optimally, leading to ineffective elimination of toxins from your body? Do you have mineral imbalances or deficiencies that are contributing to the problem? Are you stressed out and burned out, causing your nervous system to always be jacked up, leading to more inflammation? Do you have unresolved trauma that's causing your nervous system dysregulation and issues in the tissues? The best solution to histamine intolerance is to support your body and its own natural ability to heal on its own by investigating and addressing root causes of the problems that are triggering the histamine intolerance. My unique approach to fixing histamine intolerance, which I call the Histamine Solution, has 4 pillars which work synergistically to fix the underlying root causes of the problem so that you can get long-term relief from your symptoms. I mean, what you're really looking for is an exit ticket off the struggle bus, right? You don't just want Band-Aids to suppress symptoms. You want to stop the symptoms, like for good. So here's the deal. When you follow a low histamine diet, yes, you reduce inflammation by reducing histamine levels in the body. That's great. And that's a great place to start so that you can control flares of your histamine symptoms. But the problem is, if you eat high histamine foods, the symptoms come right back again, right? And eventually, as is the case with most of the clients I work with, even low histamine foods will start to cause a flare because you haven't fixed the underlying root causes. So when you eat a low histamine diet and make some changes to your environment and lifestyle habits, such as prioritizing sleep and getting appropriate physical activity for your body's needs, and maybe using cleaner personal care products and cleaning products, you reduce inflammation at an even deeper level. And maybe you find that you can tolerate a wider variety of foods in your diet or some higher histamine foods in small amounts, and that's awesome. But these 2 pillars alone aren't enough, because if you have hidden sources of stress and inflammation in your body at the subclinical level, such as a leaky gut and dysbiosis and infections and issues with digestion and detoxification or heavy metal buildup, nutrient deficiencies and imbalances that need to be corrected, then focusing only on the dietary and lifestyle environmental pillars will not be enough, and your histamine symptoms will continue to flare. This is why investigating hidden root causes with functional lab testing and very targeted supplementation and detox support is one of the pillars that cannot be ignored. And if you've done some testing and taken some supplements and are following a low histamine diet and made some lifestyle changes, but you're totally stressed out and burned out and not managing stress and haven't focused on the fourth pillar, which is nervous system regulation, you'll find that your symptoms will continue to flare and come back again and again because you simply cannot fully heal with a jacked up nervous system. So the four pillars of the histamine solution work synergistically. When you have all the pillars combined and working together, you get what you're really looking for, which is long-term relief from all the misery that histamine is causing you, so that you can live a limitless life that isn't held hostage by histamine symptoms. So be sure to like this video if you found it helpful and watch my video, Could Histamine Be Causing Your Mysterious Symptoms, if you haven't already, to understand more about histamine intolerance and to get more tips on how to resolve your histamine intolerance once and for all. Click the link around this video to grab my free guide, and you'll definitely want to follow me over my other social media channels. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.